What's happening, San Diego? Back live for a little Truth Radio. No fridge magnets. No Bluetooth headsets. No broken promises. Just the truth, right, Craig?
That's right, man.
That's right, gang.
Bring it.
And in the studio live today, we literally brought the truth. That man comes by the name of Wilson Hayes. He is a UFC fighter, and he's going to be live this January 30th, Saturday over at Fox.
Right.
It's UFC on Fox, UFC Fight Night. Man, this is going to be fun.
Yeah.
You know, something that pissed me off, though, brother.
What?
They got this guy favored. Probably because he's got a little bit better ranking.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But
they haven't seen...
he won't be after he fight me.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. Have you seen this guy on the YouTube? Hey, by the way, if you're listening live right now, throw your attention over to YouTube and type in Wilson, Reis, and check out. You've got like a little reel that's done by Hello Japan or something like that.
Yeah, man. This guy is also a friend and a friend of mine, not from the UK. Hello Japan. He makes the best highlights in MMA. Yeah. So he made one. It was a grappling highlight.
I saw that one too. That one was crazy technical.
The grappling highlight and the MMA highlight made by him. Hello Japan, and it's amazing, man. Yeah. But the grappling one, you're gonna see a lot of bunch of action, takedowns, and cartwheels, flips, and submissions.
My man Wilson, his mixed martial arts career. I mean, you performed in the Elite XC. I think you were actually even a champion in that, weren't you?
Yeah.
The Bellator.
The Bellator.
You hit the Bellator several times. Of course, the UFC.
The biggest promotion in MMA, man. I had the pleasure to fight for it. Now I am the biggest, there's UFC.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. But locally, we've also got you in a separate capacity.
Yes.
Which is something that's really cool. You got to imagine that a lot of folks of your stature and status, they're just literally the hoodie over, head down, doing their thing. But you actually give your craft back in service to folks like me, average Joes that are trying to learn how to protect themselves maybe a little better, trying to learn how to get in great shape, and building some self-confidence. And after knowing you now, Wilson, for a while, I got to believe this is one of the things that I'm most impressed about you, young man. Why don't you tell folks a little bit more about what you do privately?
Yeah, so I teach Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and MMA. I teach in 2 gyms. The first one is Alliance MMA. I teach kids from 4 years old all the way to 18. And at 99 Open Mat right here on RTSD, here in San Diego, I teach adults, and MMA class for all levels, beginners, and I teach private, personal training, like moms, and couples and everything, married couples and people, average guys that go to work every day, they work all a little bit, but they're not professional, athletes, they want to just, to do something, for their healthness, for the lifestyle, and at the same time to build confidence, that's my job, So my job with my sport, the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, all my knowledge is not just get them to gain and get their fitness goal, but at the same time their confidence for the lifestyle, for the everyday life, so that's what I focus mainly on, with the sport, with the workouts, make them believe in themselves, and make them believe that they can do whatever they want to do,
Which brings to mind a name. We'll call her Gilda.
Yes, is a outstanding friend of mine, and a client. Yeah.
Why don't you tell me the story about Gilda? This is I love this story, actually. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, Gilda, man, is is a mom. She's an amazing photographer as well, and she was, I believe she was, she was in La Jolla Beach, with her, 2 kids, and then, she's walk around. She go to, for a bathroom break, and then some stranger come behind her, and try to hug her and everything. And she, right away, man, she had the confidence, and believe herself in the skills, the technique that me and also the trainer, 2 friends of mine, instructor of her as well, taught her, when she was able to defend herself. I believe it was a left elbow, knocked the guy right in the face, and shoved the guy away, and she stood up for herself, and she got the guy, to back off, and she's like a mom, somebody that if it was anybody else would have no confidence in themselves. it will probably definitely, call for help. And then she just defended herself, she stood up for herself, and for her kids, so that was like, we were super proud of her to, for doing that, so that's my job, to give them the confidence, to be able to defend themselves in any situation, that it is.
And so what Wilson is describing is that she's like any other mom, and never had the training or the skill set to be able to protect herself.
Exactly.
I mean, she's like this. She's like a rail.
Yeah.
If there's a big gust that comes in from El Nino, she'll probably get knocked over sideways.
Yeah.
And
She probably get pissed if she heard that, but yeah.
yeah, no, of course. Yeah, I got a roundhouse kick waiting for me next time I see her for
with a
sure.
left elbow.
A left elbow if I don't watch it. But this is a critical message though I want to
Yes.
share. Is that most people, when confronted with a situation like that, will flight. Meaning, that bad thing happens and they literally just freeze.
Yeah, they freeze, they get
freeze
nervous,
up.
yeah,
they
they
get
get
nervous.
scared, yeah.
They get scared. They don't really know what to do. And then you add on that the complexity of having to take care of two children.
Yes.
She's with her kids too.
Yes.
So there's maybe a little mama bear thing that kicks in there too, but ultimately here's an attacker.
Yes.
And luckily for her, she had been training with you
Yes.
and a couple of your buddies, you were saying, and her instinct took over.
Yes.
And you had built that motor neural pathway. When you're in there sweating and getting a good workout, you're not thinking to yourself, "Oh, I can't wait for UFC 200
Yeah.
where I get the undercard."
Yeah.
You're just in there for a good workout.
Yeah.
But what's happening along the way is that you're paving the neural pathway for the
Yes.
instinct to kick in.
Yes.
Some guy comes up over her shoulder. It's a stranger danger.
stranger danger,
And
yeah,
she
yeah.
pops him.
Yeah.
Dude gets lit up and runs.
Yes. Yes.
And then what did she do? She talked to the cops afterwards. Like, yeah, this happens here all the time.
Yeah.
Didn't happen to her.
Didn't happen to her.
Because she had Wilson Hayes in her corner.
Exactly. Yeah. That's
Fighting.
Yeah, man, so that's my job, like with my sport and my skill set, give that to them, and build up their confidence, and they can then defend themselves, anytime, anywhere, That's what I always tell my, my students, we're having fun, have a great time, but at the same time I say, man, this can translate to a real situation, so be aware for that,
Yeah, and I know that sometimes you can feel like you're getting taking a drink from a fire hose with all the different modalities, right? But one thing that I think is really cool about how you approach it is that you don't they're not coming in, it's like, okay, let's start rolling on the mat. You come in and what do? You start with your strikes. And everybody thinks they know how to punch, but guess what? You don't know how to punch.
You don't know how to
You don't
punch,
really
yeah,
know
yeah.
how to punch, right? You know how to maybe do the haymaker that you see in the movies, but you don't really know how to punch.
Yeah.
So you start with that, you start with that. And then after you get that real lockdown, then you move to some kicks and then to some
Yes.
kicks. And next thing you're doing Muay Thai.
Yes.
And then the Muay Thai, you move up and stuff. And so little do you know, while you're getting the best workout of your life,
Yes.
you're also you're bolting on these skill sets
Yes.
along the way.
Yes.
I love that modality. I
Yeah.
love that approach.
Yeah, the biggest thing is in the beginning you get frustrated because you can't do it. You think you can, then you go there, you realize you cannot do a straight punch, and then we work on. They won't be able to do it. So that not just the technique itself that we develop as well, your mindset and the confidence. If you focus on one thing, you can do that. So that's with the sport. That's what we try to to teach them. And that will translate to anything in life.
Yeah. Imagine that, Craig. Imagine being taught by a UFC fighter one-on-one. But it's in a fun environment. It's like you're getting a great workout. You're just sweating the living daylights out of yourself. Breathe in.
Yeah.
But all the while, you're getting one-on-one with Wilson Hayes. By the way, if this is something that's pinging with you right now, go and check him out. He's, like I said, he's on Facebook. Twitter handle's probably the easiest. The threshold, you don't have to friend or anything, is at Wilson Hayes 7. Hayes is spelled Reis. You got any other stories for me? That was fantastic.
Yeah, I have a couple ones, and I have another one. For me, it was it was a great adventure. As an instructor, it was I had a student, back in the East Coast when I lived there, and he's an amazing guy, and he was a handicap, and come to the gym, and train, and it was a very challenging.
Handicap.
What
What were
a
his
handicap.
limitations?
Man, he's very limited. He couldn't move his arm. He couldn't move his
wow.
leg. He's in a wheelchair. He's in a wheelchair. So now, first day I come to the gym, he's with the gi on, the belt tied up and everything, ready to go. But everybody was standing. He was in a wheelchair, next in line, with everybody else. So that was a challenge for me as well. And I have to learn how to work with him. But But my goal was, like this guy is here to learn how to submit people, how to take people down. But he can't use his arm, can't use his leg. How am I going to do that, So how I did it was, just little by little, the little movements that he can do, I would teach him like movements. And the most amazing thing was see him trying and go for it, And he got so much mobility, and he was like, there, like rolling, months later he was rolling with advanced guys and everything, he did really well for himself, So, if you give the confidence, of a sport, for workout to the person that cannot move their body, you can do to anybody else, So that's my goal.
And what I'm hearing you say is just that you have the acumen. You've got the tool belt and the skill set to be able to help everyone from a mom trying to find herself, getting a good workout, but also learning self-defense and self-confidence along the way, all the way to, God, even someone with some challenges.
Fitness, self-defense, like self-defense on the streets, that's what we gotta do, we gotta get ready, the world is crazy nowadays, so we have to get everybody ready for it, especially, the people that people gonna target as a weaker, like moms, little kids, and especially one thing that we work a bunch too, super crazy on is about the bullying. I teach kids, so myself, all the instructors at Alliance MMA in Chula Vista, we're huge on the bullying, program, how to give the kids, not just the the martial arts and the sport and the friendly environment, the gym, but as well the confidence they defend themselves in school, on the streets, on the parks and everything, because that's something that bothers me very much. People take advantage of others.
Yeah, I love that thought, and I almost missed that category too, which is probably one of your greatest contributions, which is you help kids too.
Yeah,
so you don't have to be a big wrestling juggernaut to be able to get in and get some affect.
Exactly. I work with the kids from 3 years old, to it could be 80. I'll be working you. Could be 100. He'll work with you.
My daughters are going to be coming soon to you.
Yeah.
So how would they get in touch with you for maybe for you to help them privately like that?
Yeah, they just get in touch with me to my Facebook, Wilson Reis, Reis, and Twitter, Instagram. I'm everywhere in social media. I also work Alliance MMA in Chula Vista and 99 Open Mat, around Governor Drive in San Diego College area, University.
So you can help folks down in South Bay, and you also got a location right up here in the heart of San Diego.
Exactly, yeah.
Fantastic, my man Wilson. Keep doing your thing, brother. Hopefully you'll stick around, because coming up after this game, you get a little sports break, highlight. I think our gang over at CBS is going to get you caught up on a little Sports Minute. And then on the other side, we're going to shift some gears. We're going to learn the truth about a little neighborhood we like to call San Carlos by our man Craig Sedliff, neighborhood expert. We'll be right back.